Hello, my name is Shweta Panikumar and today I'll be presenting the module login system for the student attendance management system. So the first part you can see there's a class login where it's a login for class and anything that is said inside this class login is set to be public. And then we have static bool admin login where it is a static member function where it returns a boolean value, and then we have initialized two strings, which is user ID and password. And then you can see that there is a prompt for admin login, then there's user ID, and then there's sign user ID, which is for the user to input the user ID. And then we have password where the user gets to input the password, and this is the credentials that is set for the admin login. So if the user ID is equal to admin and the password is admin123, which means the user inputs both of these values inside there, then it returns as true, which means the login is valid. And if it's not, there is invalid login credentials. And then the next one is the student login, same static bool student login, which means it returns a boolean value. So here we have integer metric number, and then we have student login, enter your metric number, and then there's a place for the user to enter the metric number. And if the metric number is 8 digits between starting from 1 with 7 zeros or 9 8 nines, then it will return as true, and if it's not, it will see out invalid metric number and the boolean will be false. And same as that, the admin login, if the user input is not similar with the admin and admin123, it will be set to false. Thank you.
My name is Zara Sofia and I will explain regarding class admin view using linked list to add, search and edit student data. We utilizes two private data members, which is head and leave request head. These work as a pointer to the first node of their respective linked list. The add student function is responsible for adding student to the linked list. The function checks if the linked list is empty by examining the head pointer. If it's null pointer, meaning the list is empty, and the head pointer will be updated to point to the newly created new node. Next, we have the student exists function, checks whether student exists in list using their matriculation number. A pointer called current is initialized to the head of the linked list. The function will go through the linked list and compare the matriculation number of each node with the input prompt by the user. If there is a match, the function returns true to show that the student exists in the linked list. If no match is found and the end of the list is reached, the function returns false. Next, the edit attendance function that allows user to modify the student attendance using the search student helper function. This function will search using the given matriculation number. If the student is found, the program will return a non-null pointer value and update it with the new value. Otherwise, a message will be displayed that student not found in the list. Lastly, the display student function will print all the list of the student and their attendance. A temporary pointer is initialized to the head of the linked list. The function will go through the linked list and print the student matriculation number, name, and attendance for each student.
Hi, I am Nur Atira Maisara binti Tamrin. First of all, I will explain about the include. First, include IO stream is used to provide input and output functionality using stream. Next, include string is used to determine whether a string contains the given characters within it or not. Next, include limits is used to specify the number of records to return. Lastly, include statlib.h is used to include function involving memory allocation, process control, conversation, and others. And next, for struct is used to store element of different data type. So under the struct, we declare all the variable with accordance to their data type. Next, I will explain about class student view, where the student can check their attendance. So, in this part, student need to enter matrix number to view their attendance. If they false enter the matrix number, then the system will display student not found. In the student view, there is also get course detail, where the student can see all the course detail. In this part, we use switch case to update all the course detail. Next, for leave request status, the code is for allow student to enter their matrix number. And lastly, for request left part, the code is allow student to enter their matrix number, start date, end date, and reason. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Lina Salamani, metric number BI22110300. I handle the module leave request. So in the beginning of the program, there are two structures, out of which is leave request, which holds the information metric number in integer data type, start date, end date, reason, status, all are in string data type. Then there is a default constructor. Then in the linked list of leave request node, the leave request node points to the next node in the linked list of leave requests. Under the class of admin view, it has the private data member of leave request head, which points to the head node of the linked list. So let me explain about some of the member functions under the class admin view, which are related to leave request. So first of all is the member function of void display leave request. At first, the function will print out the following description as leave request, where it will display the information required for leave request. So at first, there is a temporary pointer variable which points to the first node of the leave request head. So the function will enter the loop, where it will go through each node of the leave request head and until the loop reaches the end of the linked list, where the temporary pointer variable is equal to the null pointer. Then the temporary pointer variable will point to the next node of the linked list, and the loop will continue until all the details of leave requests are displayed. And after that, there are two other member functions under the admin view class, which are void approve leave and void reject leave. So under void approve leave, there is an integer parameter of index. So at first, the temporary pointer variable will point to the leave request head node, and then it also declares, the function also declares an integer I, which is set to 0, which indicates the current leave request node in the linked list. So the function enters the loop, and the temporary pointer variable will point to the next node in the linked list, and it will be incremented as it goes. And if the temporary pointer variable is not pointed to the null pointer, it will print out the message leave request approved. If not, it will print out the message invalid leave request index. Same goes to the member function void reject leave. And then I will explain about the member function, which is string get leave status. It has a integer parameter of metric number. If the function first checks if the metric number matches the metric number given. So if the metric number matches the metric number given, then the function will return the status of the leave request. If not, it will show the message no leave request found for the given matriculation number. Then it is. And another member function under the admin view class is void request leave, which has 4 parameters, which are metric num in integer, start date, end date, and reason, which are all in string data type. So at first, the function starts by creating a new leave request object, initializing with the provided metric number, start date, end date, and reason. At first, the function checks whether the leave request head is pointing to null pointer, which indicating an empty node in the linked list. A new node is said to be the head of the linked list. If it is not, the function will traverse the leaf request until the end of the linked list, and it will append a new node after the last node of the linked list. In the end of the function, a new leaf request is added in the linked list. My name is Leena Salamani, metric number BI22110300. I handle the module leaf request.
Hello, my name is Shweta Panikumal and I'll be presenting integer main part of admin student attendance management system. So first is the integer login choice, which is a variable for the user input. Then is bool is admin and bool is student, which is to track whether the user is a admin or student, and both of this is initialized to the value of false. And then you have admin view, student view, attendance, which are the classes and the objects. And you can see that the student view has an admin view and the attendance also an admin view, where the admin view is a parameter for both student view and attendance. So the system close or CLS is to clear the console before printing out the next part, and then we use the do while statement to handle this. There is a After that it prints out the cout prints out a main menu for the student attendance management system, and the users can either choose between admin login or student login or exit. This is the part where they can input the login choice, which is an integer. Either they can choose 1, 2, 3, and then we have a switch system statement to handle the user's input login choice. So the case one is where we calling admin login from the class login to check whether the admin login is valid, and if it's valid, then admin logged in successfully. If it's not, it prints out invalid admin credentials. Next part is if the user chooses number 2, where they're trying to log in as a student login. We are going to call out student login function from the login class, and if it's true, the student login is successfully, and if it's not, invalid student login. If the student login is valid, the isStudent boolean is set to true, and the same thing will up there. If the admin login is valid, the isAdmin value is also set to true. The next part is case 3, where they choose to exit the system and then will exit by breaking, and if the user decided to input any other value than 1, 2, 3, then it prints out invalid choice and try again. So next part is also a system CLS, where it clears up the console, and if the boolean isAdmin is set to true, which means the login is valid for the admin, it prints out a admin view main system, a main menu, where you can add student, edit attendance, display attendance report, request leave, display leave request, approve leave, reject leave, and exit. And they'll be entering the choice in integer value, and the integer value variable is named as admin choice. Again, we are using switch statement to handle the user input admin choice. So the first case is system close again to clear up the console, and then we have string student name integer metric number, where the user can input the student name and also the metric number. And then we are calling out add student, which is a function from the class admin view, and they're passing down student name and metric number, and then when the function is carried out, the cout student added is printed out. The next part is case 2, where they decide to edit attendance. Again, the edit attendance function from admin view class is called out, and case 3 is where it displays the student who have already been registered and the attendance has been edited. It is also calling out display function from admin view. And case number 4 is where it is to request leave. Again, they are calling out request leave function from admin view class, and when it's carried out, the leave request submitted is cout or printed on the system. After that, we have display leave request, which is a function from admin view we are calling out. Next case, which is if the user inputs 6, it is to approve leave by the admin, and the admin has to enter the index of the leave request to approve. And the example would be 0, 1, 2 according to the index, and then the admin can either decide to approve or reject, and the reject is case 7 if they decided, the user, which is the admin, decided to enter number 7. Both of this is carried out by calling the function approve leave and also reject leave from the admin view class. And the final part is case 8, which is for the users who want to exit the admin view system. And then finally, if they decided to put anything else other than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it prints out an invalid choice and try again. Then the while do system, this is the do is the up part, and the while system is admin choice if it's not 8. So other than that, we have if is student, which means the boolean for the student is true. Then that means the login is valid for the student. Then it prints out this main menu for student view where they can get course detail, check attendance, check leave request status, request leave, and also exit. For them, also the users can enter the choice, and the variable for the users to input the choice is integer student choice. Again, we are using switch system to handle the student choice input from the user. The first part is to get course details, where we are calling get course detail function from student view, and then we are clearing the system. Next part is we're entering the metric number to check attendance, and the checking attendance is where you call out the check attendance function from student view class. The system case 3 is where you enter the metric number again to check leave status that you applied before. You call out check leave status function from student view class. Other than that, again, this is the part where you can apply for the leave, where you first have to enter the metric number, then you have to enter the start date where you want to apply your leave from until when, which is the end date, and then we have to enter the reason, and then we call out the function request leave, which from the class student view, and when this function is carried out, we see out leave request submitted. And the case 5 is for the users to exit the system, and the system CLS to clear the console, and default, which is if the users decided to use any input any other numbers than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they will get invalid statement, invalid choice, and try again statement. And this is the continuation of the do while statement, where the student choice, if it's not 5, student is false. And the while login choice, this means that they decided to exit the system, the whole entire system. Thank you.